What's going on, y'all? Thank you for tuning in, and welcome to another story time with me, James Devon, your comedian from Compton, California. And today I will be telling you a story about my experience at the 2022 Soul Train Award. And it was a lot of messiness, it was a lot of tea dished, it was a lot of shade, and it was a lot of funny shit that happened. And so let's see who performed at the 2022 awards. We had Xscape, we had Ari Lennox, we had Mooney Long, we had Dion Cole was the awesome host. The guy was hilarious. We had Tank and Jay Valentine, we had Sir, and we had the beautiful Chante Moore. So let me tell you how it started out. I got the experience or the opportunity to go to the Soul Train Awards through my agent. And when I got there, they had me sitting in the back. And I was dressed. I was casket sharp, y'all. Anybody that know me know I don't play because you never know who is who and what is what. So when I came in, I saw one of the people that worked there. They pointed at me. And then so after they pointed at me, I sat down in the back. And then they escorted me up to the very front row. So now I'm sitting there. I'm sitting next to Morris Day. And I'm sitting next to who I later found out was Latasha from Xscape's husband and his brother. And T.I. is like 2 seats away from me. So I'm sitting amongst the cream of the crop. Now, when I sit down, the comedian J.B. Smooth, he automatically just started getting on me. He said, my nigga, you sharper than Sharp was when Sharp was sharp. And he said, well, let me help you out because I had on a new tux. And I don't know if you know, guys, you know how it's in the middle, it's a slit down the coat of your tux? Well, it's a stitch in there that I hadn't took out. So JB, he was nice enough to take the stitch out, but he's hilarious. And he just let me know. He said, brother, you sharp. So we sit down next to Morris Day, who was cool as a motherfucker. I mean, this guy is cool. We sit down and the first one to perform was Tank and Jay Valentine. And I have to say, my boy Jay Valentine totally outsang Tank. On top of that, the man was wearing the same exact thing that I had on. Because I was the sharpest person at the Soul Train Awards. You can look, I'm sitting on the front row. And so he was wearing the exact same thing I was wearing, which I didn't like. But he got up there and outsang Tank. Tank can sing too, but you know. So Chante Moore gets up to perform. And she performs and she does this thing where she goes down the stairs. First off, her performance was the performance of the night. Baby girl killed it, outsang everything in the building. And goes down the stairs and falls down the stairs. Totally falls. Gets up, finished the performance, killed it. Then they stopped it and made her do it all over again. So if you look at the Soul Train Awards, you'll see her. That's the second time she did it. And she sung it better the second time. But that first time, they probably should have left it on there. She probably would have went viral had she put the fall. But that was a hard fall. She got up like nothing happened. I know them knees was hurting. And so sitting next to Morris Day spent the whole time talking about how he wanted to fuck Chante Moore. So he just making comments talking about how fine she is. Keep in mind his wife sitting next to him. So that's crazy. And so he talking about how he want to fuck Chante Moore. The man is hilarious. He talked about everybody that went on stage. So Queen Nija is sitting behind me, the singer. And so her category comes up and Beyoncé is in the category. And of course, Beyoncé wins. And Queen Nija did not like that. Her exact words was, I knew they was going to give it to that bitch Beyoncé. They always give it to that bitch Beyoncé. So Queen Nija does not like Beyoncé because she always wins. And I heard that out of my own ear. Now, when Xscape came to sit down, because I was sitting next to her boyfriend, but her boyfriend and they made them move. And Xscape came in. When Latasha came in with that green dress on, looking totally different, the whole mood changed. Nobody in Xscape wanted to sit next to her. She's the only one that had hair and makeup on the floor, meaning every time between all of the all of the commercials, they were there doing her hair and makeup. Nobody wanted to sit next to her. She sat next to me. Her gown was so big, it covered up my whole lap and legs and feet. I couldn't stand up if I wanted to. So they get up to perform, and you can just hear the tension. T.I. didn't want to sit. T.I. and made sure him and Tiny were all the way on the end. He walked past me, spoke to everybody, gave me a little nod, and just spoke to everybody like I wasn't even there, which is fine because I'll be where he is soon. But yeah, the T with Xscape, they were not talking to Latasha. It was like they were in a totally different group until they got up there to perform. Tiny was awesome. I love Tiny. She spoke. She was sweet. And I ended up getting some great pictures with JB Smooth. I got some pictures with Bobby Jones, the gospel legend. I got some pictures with a lot of people. But yeah, that was my experience at the Soul Train Awards. Queen Nija does not like Beyonce. Nobody liked Latasha from Xscape, which I love her, but her groupmates didn't. And Morris Day wants to fuck Chante Moore. Chante Moore fell off the stage and they made her do it again. So thank you for tuning in, like and subscribe, and I will be back with more story time. God bless you, and I tell y'all been so good. If I had $1 million, I'd give y'all half. All right, peoples.